Hello folks, welcome to the shop. Come on in. Today we're going to turn a bowl. We've got a little piece of cherry here that I've had sitting around for, at least a couple of years. Looks like it might make a nice little small bowl, something for a lady to put on her end table, put her jewelry in or something like that. So let's get started and make a bowl. And we're just going to come in and we're going to make that round. Has a little different angle here. We're just coming into the back. We're taking that corner off and making it round all at the same time. It doesn't take too many passes there to get it start to take shape in a hurry. We'll just make a couple of more here. Again, we're coming into the back, pushing with that. We're just driving that bowl gouge through with the end of the handle. We're not pushing it all up front. Letting it cut. Give you one more angle on that. We're going to take a little bit lighter cut this time. And so basically, with just a few cuts, we've taken that from just a square block of wood and we've got it at least round. It may not be the size we want or the shape we want yet, but it is round. Now we're going to come in on this end here. And again, we're just going to come in, we're just going to take some cuts. This is held on to the chuck with a worm screw, so we'll go ahead and bring the tailstock back at this point. You guys, just a little bit of a look right there. And again, we'll just come across and flatten that. Letting the tool do the work, folks. So now we have a bowl blank that is round. Also, we have a flat spot back here we can go ahead and put a tenon on. And what I'll do is I'll take these and we're going to make a mark on the back side. One side can touch, the other side can't. Do not let that other side touch the wood. If you do, it's going to come right back up in your face. And let's just say that's not a good thing to do, okay? Go ahead and bring that up here. And when we make a mark, I can see that that other side lines up with it almost perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and make myself a shoulder. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to make myself a very narrow tenon. You say you're going to make a very narrow tenon. Yes, so you can get a better idea of what we're looking at there. And why am I going to do that? Because we're going to finish the outside of this bowl and we're going to turn it around. We're going to do the inside of the bowl. We're going to take it off the lathe as a finished bowl. So let me just show you what we're going to do. We're going to come in right here. And we're going to make a little bead. Now you can't do this on a great big bowl, nor do I suggest you try to do it on a larger bowl. And in just a second, I will give you guys some measurements of exactly how big this bowl is. So basically all I did is I coved out that end just a little bit. So we've got a little bit of a cove there. I'm going to come in and I'm going to make myself 3 lines. Just because I want that bowl to look like somebody took a little bit more time on the end of it. So now that's really done there as far as everything but sanding. Now we've got to get our final shape. We'll go back to a 1/2 inch bowl gouge and we're just going to come in here and we're going to start to do our shaping. And you want to keep your tool rest as close as you can comfortably keep it. And when you start your cut, get to where you're comfortable at the end of your cut, and then rock back to uncomfortable and let your body follow through on that cut. Okay? We're just going to come back and do the same thing one more time, coming in just a little closer there. And again, we're not guiding the tool with our left hand. We're just letting our left hand kind of rest there. Keep a little bit of weight down on the tool rest. You'll notice I'm not even gripping it. And I'm watching that cut progress, looking at the opposite side of the bowl. Now, I know that we've got a problem right there at the top of the bowl, and you started to see that tool jump just a little bit when we started hitting this crack right here. Okay, so we're going to cut that out when we turn this bowl around. Now, we're to the point here, I believe, let's just take a pencil mark. And again, we're going to set the pencil at the bottom of the crack, and we're just going to draw a mark around it. Why are we going to do that? We've got some rotten stuff right in here. Do I want to bother turning that out if it's not going to be part of the bowl to begin with? Not really, there's no reason to. I think I do need to cut one more light cut here. So let's go ahead and do one more really light cut through that. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good there, folks. One other thing, get you a straight edge. Take that and run it along your bowl. You will feel the flat areas. And of course, what I want is a continuous curve. Just one easy way to tell if you've got a spot you need to work on or do a little bit more work on. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some sanding. Now for the sanding, folks, I'm not going to breathe the dust. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my Trend Air Shield, get the sanding done, and then we'll be right back. Hey, by the way, while I'm doing the sanding on this, why don't you guys look right down there in the corner? The subscribe button, go ahead and hit it. The like button, like it. And man, while y'all are doing that, I'll go ahead and get this sanded out, okay? Thanks. Okay, folks, we got it all sanded up on the outside, looking pretty good. So what we're going to do at this point is we're just going to put just a little bit of walnut oil on that. Bring out the finish there. Beautiful wood. And again, we'll just let it soak in there just a little bit. This wood is awfully dry, and you can tell by the way it's sucking up that walnut oil. We'll let this set there just a second. It won't take long for it to suck that up. Now that we've given it just a minute, we'll go ahead and turn it on slow and just buff that off with a paper towel. I like to put just a little bit of friction on there. Just go ahead and heat that walnut oil up. Really get it into that wood there. Okay, so we're finished on the outside. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and lock our tailstock. Again, like I said, we had that on a worm screw. We'll go ahead and pop that out of there. And that little foot is just a hair bigger than what I would like it to be. You traditionally want it to where these jaws come within about 1/8 of an inch of closing, and that gives you a full circle. So then you're not biting into the wood. But I think we're probably okay there. And we're just going to bring it right on down. Okay, so now that we have it down to where we want the height of the bowl, let's just double check that. And that looks like we need to go down just a tad further, about 1/4 of an inch actually. So let's go ahead and turn that on. And we'll just start there. Now we're just going to start hollowing this out. And remember, this is a very dry piece of cherry. And so let's stop just a second. Take a look at our thickness. It's always a good idea to check that every once in a while. And it looks like there at the bottom, we're just a little over 1/4 of an inch thick, and as we come out, we're about 3/16, and we follow that 3/16 all the way out. So, I don't mind it being a little bit thicker at the bottom. And let me switch cameras so you guys can get a better view of that. Okay, so here at the bottom, that's going to be about 3/8 of an inch. Okay, as we come out, we're about 1/8 of an inch right there. Coming all the way out till it falls off the end. Notice I left just a little bit of a bump there in the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see that. Especially if you're new. It's a whole lot easier to sand that little button down at the bottom than it is if you get a hole in there and you got to sand down to get to it. So I highly recommend for especially new turners, stop a little short. It'll make the job a whole lot quicker and a whole lot more enjoyable for you. We are at the point where all I need to do is sand out this center part. Again, I'm going to start with 120 grit and go through the grits pretty quickly. So while y'all are waiting on me to sand this, I'm going to go ahead and put my my trend on, because I don't really want to breathe the dust. So let me get this inside sanded out and I'll be right back. In the meantime, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. I'll be right back with the finished bowl. Okay folks, the sanding is done. That didn't take very long at all. Thank you for subscribing and liking the video while I was taking care of that. And let's get just a little bit more walnut oil on this thing. We'll take it off the lathe, take it into Mama, and let her know we got a new bowl in the house, okay? That oil sure does make that shine, doesn't it? And guys, I told you I would let you know what size this was. And it is a small bowl. This is a 6-inch scale, and if you look, it's running right at 4 3/4 inches across that. And from the top to the bottom, we're looking at 1 3/4 inches. So it's not a huge bowl. Let's go ahead and turn this up just a little bit. Just kind of buff that in. And sometimes you can take a few shavings like that and just burnish that. Really adds just a little bit of gloss, makes it just that extra smooth. With that done, folks, we have a finished bowl. Let's get it off the lathe here and take a look at it. And like I told you, give you a little closer view of this. We've just basically pushed that, made a little bead at the bottom of that. Again, I don't suggest you do that on a very large bowl, but these small ones like that, you can finish them out real quick. They make nice little gifts. The ladies like them to put their jewelry in, set beside their bed, and honestly, they're nice for snacks. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thank you for subscribing. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy turning.